Chattanooga can trick first-timers fast. You see the aquarium downtown, the river right beside it, Lookout Mountains sitting over the city, and suddenly everyone starts acting like the whole trip can be handled by lunchtime. Then the aquarium takes a real morning. Ruby Falls asks for a timed ticket. Rock City turns out to be a walking trail across the Georgia line, and the bridge from the old videos may need a detour. This 4-day trip keeps the good parts from crashing into each other. You'll still see the river, the mountain, the battlefield story, and a strong final day. Stay with us until the end, because that's usually when people ruin a good trip by trying to prove they missed nothing. Day 1. Aquarium, riverfront, bluff view, and a downtown first night. Start downtown near the Tennessee Aquarium. If your hotel is around Broad Street, Chestnut Street, or the riverfront, use that as your base for the morning. If you're driving in, pick one parking spot near the aquarium area and leave the car there for a while. Downtown Chattanooga has meters and paid lots, with on-street meters enforced during daytime hours on most normal visiting days. That mostly means you should choose a spot that matches your morning. A garage or longer paid lot can be calmer than a tiny meter window when the aquarium is your first real stop. First-timers rarely regret spending a little less mental energy on parking. The Tennessee Aquarium gets the first real block of the trip. Its ticket covers River Journey and Ocean Journey, which are 2 separate buildings, and entry is sold in timed blocks. Most people spend around 2 to 2.5 hours inside. Some families will take longer, because kids rarely respect estimated visit times when there are turtles, penguins, and glowing jellyfish involved. Adults can take longer too, especially if they thought the aquarium was going to be a quick warm-up. A late morning ticket usually helps. You can arrive, park, get coffee, and find the entrance without turning the first hour of vacation into a tiny emergency. The aquarium is popular enough that this small timing choice matters. If you have younger kids and Creative Discovery Museum is tempting, save that idea for another part of the trip. It is close by, but putting it straight after the aquarium can turn day 1 into a museum marathon. For most groups, the aquarium already gives the day plenty of indoor time. After the aquarium, stay by the river. Ross's Landing and the nearby riverfront are the easiest way to let the day breathe. You get the Tennessee River, the downtown edge, the bridges, and the hills without starting the engine again. In summer, this is also when the heat starts becoming part of the schedule. Walk a short section, sit if people need it, refill water if you have it, and let the city settle in before anyone starts chasing the next big stop. Now handle North Shore honestly. The famous Chattanooga move has long been a walk across Walnut Street Bridge toward Coolidge Park and Fraser Avenue. Because bridge work has affected full crossings, check the current status before you build day 1 around that walk. When the full bridge crossing is unavailable, Market Street Bridge is the shortest practical detour for pedestrians. North Shore still fits the day. It may just take a less famous crossing than the one everyone remembers from older travel clips. If the detour sounds fine, head toward Coolidge Park for grass, river views, and a lighter afternoon. It is a good family pause, because kids can move without another ticket. It is also useful for adults who want a real city walk without another ticketed stop. Keep the North Shore plans small. Fraser Avenue, the park, and a relaxed look at the river are enough. If the detour feels annoying after a full aquarium morning, stay on the downtown side and move toward Bluff View Art District. Bluff View gives you a calmer change of scenery without asking much from your legs. You can walk the streets, look toward the river, and add the Hunter Museum if your group wants art and the hours line up. Some travelers will love that quieter museum time. Others will be done with buildings for the day. Either answer is fine. The free downtown shuttle can help if your dinner or hotel is along the downtown corridor. It runs between the Chattanooga Choo-Choo area and the aquarium, with frequent stops through the middle of downtown. Use it for that stretch only. Lookout Mountain, Chickamauga, Signal Mountain, and the River Gorge still need a car or a planned ride for most visitors. For the first evening, Keep the circle tight. Eat downtown, walk a little by the river, or take a gentle look at Southside near the Chattanooga Choo-Choo area. The fun of night one is realizing there is no need to solve the whole city immediately. Let the riverfront be enough, then get some rest before tomorrow's cave ticket starts making demands. Day 2, Lookout Mountain without the tourist pileup. Give Lookout Mountain an early start. Ruby Falls and Rock City sit in the same mountain conversation as Point Park, the Incline Railway, and St. Elmo. They still have separate tickets and entrances. Parking, walking, roads, and crowds all take time. They sound close in a hotel lobby. On the ground, the day can start leaking time fast. The mountain becomes a mess when everyone treats it like a snack tray. Start with Ruby Falls if the cave is on your list. Buy the timed cave ticket in advance, especially for weekends, holidays, and heavy travel periods. Ruby Falls sends guests through guided cave walks at set times, and the time slots can sell out. A late breakfast can suddenly become a late cave arrival, and then the rest of the mountain day has to bend around it. The standard cave walk is about a mile round trip. It includes uneven paths, 36 stairs, and stretches where the group keeps moving together. Most visits take around an hour and 20 minutes, though the exact time can shift by date and crowd level. That is the detail to care about. If someone in your group has trouble with stairs, standing, or keeping pace, read the official access notes before buying tickets. Bring a light layer if you run cold in caves, while remembering that the outside part of the day may still be warm and humid. After Ruby Falls, pause before the next paid stop. St. Elmo works well for a break, and so does a simple lunch near the mountain. That pause earns its keep. It keeps the afternoon from turning into people eating crackers in a parking lot while pretending they are still having fun. Lookout Mountain rewards travelers who leave a little space between tickets. For the afternoon, choose Rock City or Point Park. Rock City is the classic outdoor walking choice. It sits on Lookout Mountain in Georgia, so you briefly leave Tennessee. The trail is the real experience. You walk through rock formations, garden areas, narrow passages, and viewpoint spaces. The old 7 states idea gets a lot of attention, but visibility depends on weather and haze. Go for the walk, the strange rock corridors, and the old-school Lookout Mountain tradition. Let the sky decide how far you can see. Rock City needs room because it is outdoors and trail-based. Summer heat can slow people down. Rain can make the visit less comfortable. Winter daylight can shorten the afternoon. It is structured enough for visitors, but it still asks for walking, patience, and decent footwear. If your group has small kids, older travelers, or anyone tired from the cave, leave more time than the word trail suggests. Also, check the day's last entry time, because outdoor attractions can have a final entry cutoff before the posted closing time. Point Park is the stronger choice if you want the mountain with battlefield context. It is part of Chickamauga and Chattanooga National Military Park, and the National Park Service charges an entrance fee only at this park unit. A little context changes the view. Chattanooga mattered during the Civil War because the Tennessee River, railroads, roads, and high ground controlled movement through the region. Point Park lets you understand that without turning the afternoon into a military lecture. The Incline Railway can fit late in the day from St. Elmo if the schedule lines up. Treat it like a paid ride with its own timing. Hours change by season, and the last car leaves before closing. If the whole idea depends on riding after Rock City or Point Park, check the schedule before people start counting on it. The incline is fun with time around it. It becomes frustrating when it is used as a rescue plan after everyone has already walked too much. A sane mountain day is Ruby Falls with Rock City, or Ruby Falls with Point Park, or Ruby Falls with the incline for a lighter finish. Trying to collect every Lookout Mountain stop usually turns the day into ticketed whack-a-mole. You see more names, but enjoy fewer moments. End near St. Elmo, Southside, or your hotel. Eat something normal. Let people sit down. If the group still has energy, keep the walk short and close. The mountain already gave you cave paths and ticket times. It also gave you roads, parking, and outdoor walking. A calm evening earns its place here because tomorrow starts outside downtown and asks for a different kind of attention. Day 3, Chickamauga Battlefield, Missionary Ridge, and South Side. Start day 3 with Chickamauga Battlefield if you want the full history day. It sits in Georgia, outside downtown Chattanooga, and it needs a real block of time. A spare hour turns it into roads, markers, and confusion. The battlefield is too spread out for a random drive-through. A good compromise is the visitor center. One stop that shows the scale and one stop that shows the human cost. That gives the morning shape without turning every marker into an obligation. Go to the visitor center first if the hours match your morning. It gives you the map, the basic story, and a better sense of what to see. Start there, even if you usually skip visitor centers. On a battlefield this large, the map saves you from guessing your way through names and monuments. The National Park Service treats the battlefield and other park units as daylight places, with visitor centers on daytime schedules. That keeps the visit where it belongs, in the morning and early afternoon, when your group can actually look around. Keep the history simple enough to carry through the day. Chattanooga mattered because armies needed river access, rail lines, roads, and mountain gaps. Chickamauga was part of that larger fight over movement through the region. You can have a worthwhile visit without memorizing commanders or troop positions. You do need to remember that the fields, monuments, and roads sit on ground where thousands of people fought and died. Treat the place with care. Once you have the route, drive slowly and choose your stops with restraint. A few thoughtful stops are better than 20 quick pull-offs where nobody has time to understand anything. Choose places that help the story build, then let the empty spaces between them do some of the work. History fans may want a longer route with more reading. Mixed groups usually do better with a shorter path and fewer stops. The driver should also watch for cyclists, pedestrians, and cars entering pull-offs. This is parkland, but the roads still need attention. Weather matters because the day is spread out. Summer heat can make each outdoor stop feel longer. Rain can leave grass and paths muddy. Winter can be quieter, but daylight goes away earlier. Bring water, because the driving tour covers a lot of ground. If the group starts fading, cut the route before people begin pretending to read signs just to be polite. Families may also want to shorten the driving tour and save their patience for Southside later. After Chickamauga, choose one smaller battlefield-related stop if there is still interest. The goal is to connect Chattanooga's geography, not to chase every reservation in the park system. Missionary Ridge can connect the story back toward Chattanooga, but several park areas sit near residential streets. Park only where allowed. Keep your stop respectful. And avoid wandering as if every driveway belongs to the tour. Orchard Knob can also give you a focused city connection. If you skipped Point Park on day 2 and still want it, use it here only with enough daylight. If your group has had enough history after Chickamauga, skip the extra stop and return to town. That is often the smarter move with kids, older travelers, or anyone who has been quiet for the last 6 monuments. Then head back towards Southside. This shift helps the day a lot. You move from battlefield roads into a neighborhood tied to Chattanooga's rail past and current city life. The Chattanooga Choo-Choo area is the old terminal station setting. Today, it is reused for hotels, food, shops, and event spaces. Treat it as an evening area rather than a full museum day. Be careful with songbirds if you remember older Chattanooga travel posts. The Guitar Museum is no longer something to assume as a regular daily walk-in. Current venue information says museum viewing is tied to shows and rentals. If guitars matter to your group, check the event calendar before counting on access. Dinner fits naturally in Southside, on Main Street, around Station Street, or near the Choo-Choo area. Keep the night relaxed. The morning carried enough weight, and the best thing Southside can do is bring the trip back to normal city life. A short walk after dinner is plenty. Let the day close with old rail buildings, reused spaces, and the feeling that Chattanooga has more going on than a riverfront with a mountain behind it. Day 4. Signal Mountain, the River Gorge, or a slow Chattanooga finish. Day 4 needs a choice before the map starts causing trouble. By now, you have had downtown, Lookout Mountain, and the Battlefield story. The final day can be wonderful if you stop treating it like a box for leftovers. Give yourself 2 tracks and pick one. Track A is the outdoor finish. The simplest version is Signal Mountain with Signal Point. Go in the morning, drive up before the heat builds, and use Signal Point for a final look over the Tennessee River Gorge. The National Park Service notes parking, seasonal restrooms, river views, and access to the Cumberland Trail. The overlook can be a short visit. The trails beyond it need more judgment. Rocks and roots matter. So do drop-offs, weather, and daylight. Go farther only if your group came ready for a real walk, and be willing to turn around before the trail becomes the day. Signal Point is strongest when you keep the goal modest. See the view, walk only as far as the group can handle, and save the long trail for people who actually came for a hike. Fog can hide the view. Rain can make trails unpleasant. Summer heat can make a small walk feel bigger. Winter can shorten daylight and affect restrooms. If you want the Tennessee River Gorge to be more than a viewpoint, make that the whole plan. A paddle, boat tour, or guided river activity needs current information. Check the season and weather first, then confirm water, safety rules, and rental timing. Save river outings for days when the timing, conditions, and group comfort all make sense. Water days are great when the operator, the weather, and the group's comfort all line up. Raccoon Mountain Caverns can replace Signal Mountain if you skipped Ruby Falls or want a shorter cave visit. Keep it as the outside town activity, then come back to Chattanooga. The Crystal Palace walking tour is a guided walk through the first part of the cave and usually takes under an hour. That can be a smart fit for travelers who want a cave without giving the whole morning to Ruby Falls. 2 cave days only make sense for people who are truly excited about caves. After the outdoor track, return slowly, get lunch, take a short final walk if people still want one, and stop adding distance. The best ending after Signal Point, a river outing, or Raccoon Mountain is the moment when everyone is still glad they went. Track B is the slower city finish. It suits families, rainy days, and tired legs. It also suits art lovers and climbing groups. It also suits anyone who wants the last day to feel chosen. Pick one relaxed plan. For families, Creative Discovery Museum fits better here than after the aquarium. It has hands-on exhibits, nearby paid parking, and the downtown shuttle stops close by. Kids get a proper play block, and adults avoid the double museum day that starts with wonder and ends with someone carrying jackets, snacks, and one missing shoe. For adults, Bluff View and the Hunter Museum can carry the morning if the hours match your day. The Hunter closes on Tuesdays and has some evening hours on Thursdays, so check before building around it. Pair it with a short Bluff View walk or a riverfront section, then let that be enough. For active groups, High Point climbing downtown can work as an indoor block, especially with teens or friends who want movement after several days of sightseeing. Check hours and waiver details first. A selected Riverwalk section is another strong, slow finish. The Tennessee Riverwalk runs about 16 miles along the South Bank, connecting downtown riverfront areas with parks and access points. Casual visitors can skip the full 16 miles. Choose a section near Ross's Landing, the aquarium, Bluff View, or North Shore, if the bridge routing makes sense. Walk it as a final taste of the city instead of a fitness test nobody agreed to. If the group starts checking the time, turn around. The river will forgive you. North Shore can also be the slow choice if day 1 got shortened by aquarium timing, weather, or bridge detours. Use the current bridge information, cross the practical way, spend time around Coolidge Park and Fraser Avenue, and keep it loose. The last day can end smaller than people expect. That is the whole relief of it. Leave while the final stop still feels pleasant, rather than after everyone starts counting traffic lights. A good Chattanooga ending should feel unforced. Maybe it is one last look at the river near Ross's Landing. Maybe it is the drive down from Signal Mountain when everyone finally stops negotiating extra stops. Check the bridge status, timed tickets, and seasonal hours before the trip. Then trust the space you left in the schedule. Chattanooga has plenty of places that look close on a screen and take real time in a day. Leave before the trip turns into a tired collection mission. The mountain will still be there next time. So will the stop you skipped.